Welcome to the Made for Money podcast, where feminine wisdom meets financial power. I'm your host, Christine Walsh, financial strategist for women entrepreneurs, fractional CFO, speaker, and author of the best-selling book, Be the Queen of Your Money, and guide for women who are rewriting their money stories and unapologetically rising into their wealth. Let's do this. Welcome back. It is Made for Money, and I'm Christine Walsh. So good to have you here. I am so excited about this topic. And if you've been listening to all the episodes, thank you very much. I'm so honored to have you following along. And the way that I've been holding the arc of the episodes has been energy first and strategy second. So as we move into February 2026, we'll move into some more strategy around money, but I wanted to lay the foundation of the philosophy I hold, the approach I hold, the context I hold around how I work with money with my clients, how I talk about it, how I think about it and work with it. And so these first probably 10 to 15 episodes, we're on episode 11 today. Probably 14 or 15 will be around our energetics around money. I'll continue to blend that through the different podcasts. But as we move into February, we'll get into a little bit more strategic approach and then come back and forth. There'll be ebbs and flows with the way that I approach this, and eventually bringing on guests and perhaps someone like you who is made for money and wants to share their story and then have a money conversation. So I'm excited for more. Today on Made for Money, this year I chose to focus on capacity, the capacity to hold more. Not more of the things I don't want, but more of what I actually desire. And as I was setting financial goals, which they're still in motion, we're here recording this the second week of January, I realized that something dropped in really clearly, and it wasn't about expansion. I'm someone who likes expansion, likes forward thinking. But this year I wanted to do something different, and I just didn't want expansion for expansion's sake. I wanted to really deepen into my own capacity to receive and to hold, be able to hold what comes in. So that was work that I was doing personally last year, and now overlaying it into this idea around money. I've talked about capacity a lot. So today I want to talk about capacity, specifically our capacity to receive. And I want to explore it through something we already have access to. And it's free for those who like free. It's our body. And there probably may be a cost to our body, but really it's not something we have to go out and buy. It's not something we need to go and seek. The wisdom of our body is how we can make more money. And just to be clear, we're doing this in the total legal, non-subversive way. And more specifically, we will be talking about through our breath. So today on Made for Money, we're exploring what our life force energy, right, our breath and its natural rhythm, the thing that's always with us, can reveal about our capacity to receive. This, I can't underscore this more enough, is one of those game changer ideas. Not because we need to do more, but because we're going to use the body's wisdom to naturally expand capacity, if you're willing to be with it. Because so many of us, including myself, exceptionally good at giving, producing, holding it all together. Receiving, on the other hand, often feels unfamiliar or even unsafe. I can totally relate to that about receiving, just seeing the modeling that I've had around receiving. The work that I did for myself and the exercises and practices I did was practicing receiving through the breath and revealing that the body is a mirror and a representation of our manifestation, how we hold our body, what we resist in our body, what we love about our body, how we receive through our body, how we guard, and how we surrender, which is typically totally normal because of being a woman. We may be on guard at times. We may have had to do that for our own safety. So the invitation around accessing our breath to create wealth, to create money, is pretty progressive. And so I wanted to start simply here, in a place where we don't have to change anything. We're not fixing your breath. We're just if you've been to yoga classes or anything like that, we're just going to notice it. So I want you to take a moment and just see where your breath is right now. As you breathe in and as I breathe in, is it shallow? Is it deep? Is it smooth or a little glitchy as you breathe through it? I love noticing the breath because it's always telling me the truth. And what I am pulling through this work is how the inhale can represent how we receive, and how the exhale could represent how we give. And for most of us, we're incredibly practiced at the exhale, or even how we overgive, we overproduce, we're moving energy out. Whereas receiving, right, the inhale may feel rushed or shortened or snipped. That's how I think of mine sometimes. And so here's where the parallel with money comes in, because just like breath, money is also an exchange. It's an exchange of value. It's a tool to exchange value, and it moves in and moves out, as we all know. So our breath moves in and moves out, right? When that inhale feels restricted, receiving may feel uncomfortable. And when we're talking about money, pulling in and receiving money or support or rest or ease can feel uncomfortable. So even before we talk about wealth, we talk about income, we talk about financial goals and receiving money, we just start here with the simplicity of the breath, with the rhythm of receiving and giving what's actually already happening in our bodies. Now, there is something even more revealing than the inhale or the exhale itself. And it's what happens in between. What I play around with my clients, with myself, is this idea of holding, like inhale and pause at the top of the inhale. And then exhale and pause at the bottom of the exhale. I don't know if I have a yoga voice, but but that's the idea, right? The moments of our pauses at the top of the inhale or the bottom of the exhale, which I will totally admit, I don't think I knew that I was even breathing until about maybe 10 or 15 years ago. I didn't know what breathing was. I'll put it that way. So even pausing at the top of an inhale or an exhale, now that I knew it as I moved through just the knowledge of our own breath, pausing was a whole nother level of this. And this is really key to the episode today, that those pauses are actually quite subtle, as we all know. And if you're anything like me, I would move through them quickly or even avoid them. I mean, obviously we're breathing so much during the day, so we may not even be noticing, right? But in the body, those pauses can tell a powerful story, because the hold, the hold can certainly feel like control, but it's actually a consideration here that the hold isn't about control. It's about capacity, and it's about tolerance in a way. It's about how much sensation, how much energy, how much presence we can stay with without rushing, gripping. And this is where capacity lives. The way that you hold your breath may be the way that you often hold your money. That could be cautiously, that could be tightly, that could be trustingly, if that's a word, or not at all. So when money conversations, obviously out in the world, all over the place, capacity isn't about discipline, and it's certainly not about willpower. And it's definitely not about doing better with money. This idea around capacity is actually the nervous system function. And I've been pulling that in through the episodes as we've been talking along. So definitely, know that that's part of the approach here. When our nervous system feels safe, we can stay present. We can pause when we need to. We can move and give when we need to. We can receive when we give and when we need to. Presence is the power here. It's the power money move. And when the nervous system doesn't feel safe, the body wants to move fast. It wants to spend. It wants to give money away. It wants to hide it. It wants to avoid it, make it disappear. And this is why money can feel so activating, because it represents safety. So if we can build safety within our bodies through the breath, is an example here today, we can then activate choice. We can certainly activate power. And for many of us, those things may have not felt safe in the past. So when money comes in, or even the possibility of it, right? As we're beginning of the year here, thinking about financial goals, the nervous system will respond first before the mind even gets involved, as we're putting in our dreams, right? We talked about this in the last episode. And the breath, which I think is so, so cool because it's always with us, is how we can meet that response in the moment. It is the fastest way for us to communicate safety to our body. And safety is what makes capacity possible, and increasing capacity. So I'm going to offer up one simple way to work with the breath as an experiment. And it's something that I love to do. It's one of my favorite breath techniques, I guess. So the next time you're doing a money task, so what is that? Paying bills, sending out invoices, checking your bank account, setting a financial goal, reviewing the financials. Notice, there's a pause right there. Notice what happens in your body first. If you feel tension, if you feel urgency, if you feel resistance, avoidance, right? Try slowing the breath just a little. And here's my fave breath technique, the 4-7-8 technique, which is you inhale for a count of 4. Do it with me here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause for 7, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way out. You don't need to do it perfectly. If those counts are not off, you can just kind of feel into the 4, 7, 8, and perhaps even one round is enough. Because you're not here to, when we're dealing with money, we're not here to fix the numbers. We're here to start with telling our nervous system it's safe for us to stay present to the numbers so that we have options, that we have choice, that we have power. And when the body feels safe, and the breath is such a key to that, capacity expands naturally. We definitely do not build capacity by forcing ourselves through money tasks. We're almost cutting it short. And we certainly do not build our income potential, our wealth that way either. We build those things by staying with them, by staying present. And this is where the breath can help so much, where breath and money stop being separate conversations and they become one and the same, because breath is a form of life force energy, and actually money is too, because it's a tool that we use to make choices out in the world that represent our life force out in the world. It's the way our energy moves through the world. So money doesn't create life force, it's an amplifier to life force. And what we do with money, what we choose to buy, what we choose to save, spend, invest, all those things, is a reflection of how much vitality, how much safety and presence we can actually hold. So, which is my work in the world, right? Is using money as a place for creating change in the world. And we can only do that when we are in a place of resourcefulness around our capacity to hold money and to share resources and be a steward of money, and not just, a number in a bank account. We're talking about capacity to stay present with choice and to stay grounded in possibilities. That's my work in the world. And money can be a way that life moves through us because we choose how to use this money, again, how to steward it. And our breath is actually already showing us how to do this. It's showing us how to receive through that inhale. It's showing us how to give through that exhale, not from a place of having to give, but from a place of naturally giving. It shows us how to pause. And it shows us how to hold the money from a place of, not from control, but from a place of grounded support. And if money's going to amplify anything, let it amplify intention, let it amplify care, let it amplify for our greatest good, not from a place of urgency, fear, scarcity, any of those things. So before we build or want to increase income or our wealth, capacity comes first. And really, this is what it means to be made for money. Thank you for being here today. Breathe. And I will talk to you next week. Bye for now.